The drunken tiger, Fleckula is my name. Not a man can understand the way I play my game. I deceive, I destroy, I corrupt, I confuse. Fuck you all, fuck all of you, got nothing to lose. The way you live your lives, it's utterly insane. And I'm the one to make it done, deliverer of pain. Call me the janitor, cause I'll take out the trash, cleanse your streets, remove the filth, exterminate the rash. Look out your window, down the street, all around the town. Don't that shit make you sick, make you sad and frown? I bring a plan, a new idea on this one, I am sure. Humankind of pestilence and I, we the cure. We're here to place ourselves upon our rightful thrones. And your place is right beside us in a pile of bones. It's okay if you can't hang, but got you little sucker. I don't give a fuck, see, I'm a real motherfucker. Just like my brother Lynch, I'm taking a nail gun to your eye. Or like my wicked clown homies, I will never die. I'll do it just like Trash could do it, I'll beat your fucking ass. All done it's like Corn would do it, with some taste and class. Just call me a boondock saying I know what should be done. I'll fix the problem, right the wrong, I'm having so much fun. I am the boss, the level's end guy. I am your mission failed. Make sure your coffin's nailed, motherfucker. Oh, hi there. Happy Valentine's. And in honor and the spirit of the holiday, how about a grudge match? Some good old to the death sorta, I don't know. This one looks to be pretty interesting. We got Ryu, Street Fighter, Hadouken, and Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. Funny noise making, bicycle kick throwing motherfucker. And I'm thinking about this and I'm looking at it and I think Ryu's gonna take it. Just because of the dark Hado and the light Hado or the nothing, the Hado. His two, like, transformations that he can go through. I mean, Liu Kang's got fireballs and, you know, stuff like that. And, of course, I don't know if they're going to transform him into a dragon in this. But, let's take a look. Go.
Hello and welcome to another scintillating episode of Grudge Match Unlimited, the show where we take our favorite characters from the worlds of fandom, whatever medium they may inhabit, and pit them against one another in singles competition. Today's episode brings together two opponents more comfortable with that format than any other as the two kings of the fighting genres collide. From Capcom and Street Fighter, it's Ryu, and from Warner Brothers and Mortal Kombat, it's Liu Kang. It would be difficult to come up with two protagonists of their own series who have more in common than these two characters. Both of these characters are arguably the most normal of the characters in the wide variety of strange and unusual characters that inhabit their fighting games, but they also tend to be the most balanced and the most proficient in just all-round fighting capabilities. Additionally, their fighting skills are very comparable, even though they take two completely separate fighting skills and different paths. Ryu, created in 1987, is a karate master, as can be seen by the fact that he is always seen wearing a karate gi as his standard uniform in all the games that he's present in. And even though Ryu is seen to have virtually the exact same moveset, the same basic character design and everything as his friend and partner Ken, Ryu is the standout protagonist of the entire Street Fighter series, as we see borne out through the other Street Fighter media, the mangas, the animation, and the comic books that have come out surrounding
if you
the
pronounce my name
Ryu
Ryu
is always the
in the
standout main character protagonist who always ends up overcoming the great evil by the end, which is very similar to Liu Kang from the Mortal Kombat series. He is the standout protagonist of the Mortal Kombat series, being the chosen one from the Earthrealm who ends up defeating the great evils from Outworld who seek to take over Earth for themselves. Liu Kang was created to be the protagonist of the first Mortal Kombat game in 1992. Now, he is a Shaolin monk, and he practices Shaolin Kung Fu. Now, even though both of these characters have different fighting styles and come from different areas, Ryu being Japanese and Liu Kang being Chinese, their specific moves that they utilize in all of the fighting games do tend to be fairly similar. The most recognizable of Ryu's special moves is the Hadouken Fireball,
Hadouken!
blue fireball that he throws out at his opponents. Liu Kang has something very similar in the Dragon Fireball, which is his primary projectile ability throughout all of the Mortal Kombat games. Ryu also utilizes a very powerful uppercut known as the Shoryuken, and Liu Kang has something fairly similar in his X-Ray uppercut, which he hasn't had through all of the games, but has become a prominent move of his in recent years, which does much the same thing. It's a very powerful uppercut that sends his opponents flying. One more special move that Ryu has utilized since the beginning of the Street Fighter series is his Tatsumaki Senpukyaku, which is the hurricane kick that sends him spinning around the entire screen. Liu Kang has something fairly similar to this in the bicycle kick, move that he's had since the very first Mortal Kombat game that sends him flying across the screen with a multiple kick move to his opponent. So both of these characters have a lot of the same types of move sets that they use throughout the course of the fighting games that they inhabit. Both of these characters also have very good claims to fame in the level of bad guys that they've defeated throughout their tenure as the protagonists of their series. Ryu has defeated immensely powerful villains, including the psychically charged M. Bison, and in fact, Ryu is the only person who has ever soundly handed Bison a straightforward defeat. He's also defeated Sagat and the incredibly powerful Akuma, who has been his most ardent foe and arguably one of the most powerful villains in all of the fighting game genre. Liu Kang is no slouch himself, having claims to fame of taking out several of the heaviest hitters in the Mortal Kombat franchise, such as Shang Tsung, the evil wizard who is capable of taking on the skills and abilities of virtually any other fighter. Also, the massively powerful four-armed Goro, who is used as an enforcer for many centuries by Shao Kahn and Shang Tsung to help defeat their opponents. And then ultimately, Liu Kang has defeated Shao Kahn himself, the evil emperor of Outworld, whose power dwarfs even those of Goro and Shang Tsung.
And Bison.
So aside from their different places of birth
really good fight,
and the different fighting styles they utilize, it's very difficult to come up with much in the way of differences, critical differences, between these two characters.
I'll give that to Liu Kang. He's beaten someone stronger.
Singular X factor in their respective corners that might tip the scales to one side or the other in their favor. For Ryu, he is somebody who is constantly striving to improve himself and his fighting abilities at all times. He wanders around the earth trying to find worthy adversaries that he can test himself against in singular combat. So this has led him to constantly be striving to improve himself, whereas Liu Kang, when he's not actually fighting to save the Earth in Mortal Kombat, tends to take a much more quiet life of reflection and meditation that most Shaolin monks tend to enjoy.
Give me some sugar, baby.
So this constant striving to be the best fighter he can be could be seen as an extra chip in Ryu's favor. Liu Kang, something that he might have in his favor is between the two of them, he has more exposure and more familiarity with otherworldly magics. Liu Kang has traveled to Outworld, he's traveled to other dimensions, and been exposed to types of magic and energies that just don't exist here on Earth. Whereas in the Street Fighter series, Ryu is very grounded in Earth and Earth-based magics and skills and abilities. So potentially, having that exposure and familiarity with different otherworldly magics could be seen as something that could tip the balance towards Liu Kang. So, having taken a look at the backstory, skills, and abilities of these two characters, it's time now to determine what would happen if they met in the arena for a one-on-one slugfest between the two top characters of the fighting genre. And the winner of the fight would be Ryu.
That's right.
The additional magics and energies that Liu Kang has been able to harness throughout the Mortal Kombat series most generally come in the form of fatalities or shape-shifting animalities, and those can only be utilized after an opponent has already been soundly defeated, just as flourish for the end of a fight. So Liu Kang would have to defeat Ryu soundly just using his fighting skills before any of those could come into play. That would be something that would be very difficult to do, as Ryu has dedicated himself to constantly being the best fighter possible, whereas Liu Kang, not so much. He tends to take a very quiet life of reflection and meditation when not actually involved in combat to save the planet. Additionally, Ryu has never really truly been defeated throughout the entire Street Fighter series. He's been defeated in exhibition matches, occasionally one-on-one, but he always comes back and ends up defeating those who might have beaten him once or twice, such as Akuma or Bison. On the other hand, Liu Kang throughout the Mortal Kombat series has actually been killed. He's been killed off by Shang Tsung and some of the other evil characters in the series, and his ghost has had to come back to give information and help and strategy to the other characters on the side of good. So Ryu has a better track record, having never been completely soundly defeated, whereas Liu Kang has. And being obsessed with always striving to be the best he can be would give Ryu the edge in a straight one-on-one fight between these two characters.
Ryu is the only person Ken has ever lost to.
Street Fighter and Capcom take the gold in this Grudge Match Unlimited. Message me down below and let me know what you think of the outcome of this fight, and as always, any suggestions for future episodes. We'll see you next time on the next edition of Grudge Match Unlimited.
Booyah! Somebody better pick up that phone, 'cause I fucking called it. It's my boy, Ryu. Didn't even have to do the blade foot kick of death, whatever it's called. That's right. Let me know what you guys thought. Comments below. And beer's running through me. I gotta go take a leak. But I'll catch you on the next vid.